Okay, welcome back. Last time we fought Kunamon, and as a result of winning, he joined the city. Basically, what Kunamon did was he opened up a path to the east of the city, which now allows us to kind of go to and from the Digimon Bridge without too much hassle. Then we went into the residential area of the drill tunnel, and we had a fight with Dromojamon. And after we defeated Dromojamon, he didn't actually do anything. But now we're helping the Digimon in the tunnel to kind of drill through. Basically, we're helping by carrying all of the dirt. And I think that's a visual bug, actually, because the pile seems to be what it was when we first started. Like, the pile seems to be what it was when we first started, but we did a lot of it in the last episode, so I think it should actually be a tiny, tiny pile now. I think we only need to do 2 or 3 more laps, and then we're done. I also want to avoid fighting of these 3 Gaburamon by any means necessary, mostly because, to be totally honest, I just don't feel confident fighting 3 things at once. It's just not something I like to do. You know, if I can turn a fight into a 1v1, I feel a lot better about it. Also, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, which, full disclosure, episode 1 and 2 were recorded together. This one and maybe episode 4 will be together as well. But episode 1 and 2, I recorded those like 2 hours ago. But yeah, pretty much. At this point in the game, I would quite like to avoid any situation I can get myself into where I might end up... Basically, I want to avoid situations where I might end up having to fight multiple things. Which is why there is a certain event in the game that I'm going to be very careful to not trigger, just for a little while until I feel confident that we can do it. Mostly because that is a danger. Like, that one is a genuine danger, and it's not one that I'm looking forward to. However, it is one that I will need to do. And as a result of that could be a little bit of a danger, but hey, we'll manage. I feel pretty confident in saying that we will manage. Hopefully. I hope we'll manage. Because if we don't, things could be pretty bad. Oh, and because the game's stopped, and Agumon is going to evolve. So let's see here, what is Agumon going to Digivolve into? Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Meramon's kind of nice to have, not gonna lie. Like, I am quite fond of Meramon. Okay, so we get paid again, and let's go and do what should be our last lap of this, I think. I don't like how it makes us walk back, though. Okay, yes, we do have a couple more to do, perhaps. However, after we do this, I know that it opens up a new area. Also, doing everything in the drill tunnel will open up areas... Like, it'll open up paths to some later game areas, but honestly, I'm not going to go into those just yet. Mostly because I genuinely don't know if I could take on the Digimon in there. Like, some of the wild Digimon in there, I think, are probably on level with current bosses. And, obviously, that wouldn't exactly be ideal for me. That's not something I can particularly handle right now. Oh, because realistically, I would get absolutely annihilated by those. But hey, we have plenty, and when I say plenty, I mean plenty of time left in this game. Because I will end up playing this probably quite a lot. Because I know that after a certain point, unfortunately, every Digimon will end up fading away over time. And if we don't get... I think if you don't reach the requirement to Digivolve into the ultimate level, I think that's where... I think you just hit the end of the road for champion level. Okay. I think we've finished moving out most of the dirt. Our job's going well. Thanks. Please wait a little more. Okay, so if we leave this room and then come back... Like, if we leave this room and then come back, we can finally go through there. However, because I know that there's a few items in there, I do remember there's a few items in there, so I'm going to quickly run back to the city and use the bank. Mostly just because I don't really want to have to kind of, you know, run back and forth for like 3 or 4 times. Or have to just start throwing out items. However, just to test Meramon's new power, let's fight a Gaburimon. Because, honestly, Agumon took him out without too much hassle, so I imagine Meramon should be able to handle it pretty comfortably. Okay, we hit for 95. And that... I don't know if that's actually coming out faster, but it feels like it is. Like, I don't know if the... I don't know, maybe the animation's just a little bit slower, and we blocked that move. Oops, so we didn't even take damage. Very nice. Meramon is just sticking on the offense. This is looking good. 2 more shots and we should take out this Gaburimon. I don't think it's... I imagine Gaburimon must be like the pre-evolution of, whatchamacallit, Agumon, that's what it's called. Okay, so we have our successful first win, and it dropped some meat, so I guess we now have more food. Cool. Okay, so the plan for today's episode is quickly run back, drop off some items, and then return here. Then we can go check out that little bit that unlocked. Then we return once again, and then my plan is to actually go and deal with some of the tropical jungle. Actually, I could potentially do all of the tropical jungle. Actually, no, there's one thing that I wouldn't be able to do because it doesn't become available until way later in the game. Also, because Meramon is apparently active at night. Meramon is a Digimon that is more active at night, so therefore it will kind of just sleep through the day. So we're going to be starting to see, you know, evening and nighttime locales a bit more while we have Meramon. Because, you know, we do at least try to take care of our Digimon. And so, let's quickly head on back. Let's head on back, drop off a couple of items at the item bank, and then we should be okay. And yeah, so pretty much, I'm mostly just thinking that I'll be able to get a few of the Pokemon in the, in the tropical jungle. I won't be able to fight Piximon. If I find Piximon, I'm not fighting him because I will not win. Like, straight up, I do not win that fight. Piximon would annihilate my current Digimon, and with its current stats. Also, 10 out of 10, always good to remember to just go back and grab some more food, because, you know, food is always important to have for your Digimon. I mean, food is also just important in general, because food is good. But yeah, there's no way I currently beat Piximon. I feel like if I'm gonna do that, I need... Wait, what? Oh, right, my inventory's full, that's why I can't do that. Basically, I'm gonna put these away, because I probably don't need them currently. And yeah, that's just food and basic healing items, so I'll keep a hold of those just for now. Mostly just because it clears out a fair bit of my inventory. However, as we go through the game, we can find more keychains, and as we find more keychains, that adds a couple more inventory slots as we go. I want to say there's like 4 or maybe 5 keychains you can get, and as a result of that, you can carry up to, I think it's 16 or 20. I think it's 16 or 20 maximum items by the end of the game. But obviously, that's something for us to have to worry about at a way later time. Also, I don't quite remember where they are, so that's an issue all unto itself. Oh. Also, as we go through here, we can't currently go to Mount Panorama, but we'll get access to that later, but honestly, if I went there right now, I think I would still lose. Like, I think if I went to, like, the foot of Mount Panorama, I might be able to take on the Digimon there, but as you go further up the mountain, you do start to find some pretty tough things. You know what, let's go fight this Gaburimon again. Because, again, it's a fire-based Digimon. We might be able to learn a new move. Like, it's got that Magma Bomb move. It has that Magma Bomb move, and I would love to be able to get that. Because while it does have a little bit more of a wind-up animation, it seems like it hits really hard. So I would quite like to get that if at all possible. Like, I'd quite like to get that, mostly because, hey, if I can have a move that, you know, costs a bit more and has a little bit more of a wind-up, but it hits like 4 times as hard, I think that's a worthwhile trade-off. But hey, Marimon effortlessly... Okay, we missed that one. But still, Marimon effortlessly taking out this Gaburamon, and it just stays still. 10 out of 10, easy win. Easy win, good W, Marimon. Looking good from the start here. And we didn't learn it. We didn't learn anything, it didn't drop anything. But hey, I'm pretty okay with that. You know what? You know what, I'm gonna risk it. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm going to fight these 3. I'm gonna fight the 3v1. So, basically, this is a 3v1. Also, periodically when you fight like, more things on screen than just one, they might have like a sad blue face pop up instead of the red angry one. If that happens, that Digimon will run away as soon as the fight starts. On the plus side, since we are in a 3v1, only one thing can actually hit us at a time. However, I don't currently have the... I don't have the option available currently, and that's a confusion stats effect by the looks of things. I'll be honest, I don't know what the confusion stats effect does, but Marimon just blocking things left, right, and center. Or maybe that's what it does. Maybe it just kind of runs around aimlessly for a little bit. But hey, we seem to have recovered from that already, and we are actually kind of just annihilating this fight. I mean, Gaburamon isn't exactly the most powerful or smart Pokemon. I need to stop. I nearly called it a Pokemon again. And, I mean, to be fair, there probably are Pokemon ROM hacks, but I was just like, hey, we put Digimon in here, right? Also, I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't use its super move in a multiple thing fight, mostly because it's so easy to just kind of get interrupted. But hey, they were polite enough to not interrupt me there, so Marimon can now hopefully just take out this last one. I'm just going to heal mostly just for my own general convenience. But hey, we only need to land 3 or 4 more attacks, and then we are good to go. So Marimon is currently annihilating these things. 3v1, what was I worried about? Okay, the answer is I'm worried about a 3v1 that you need to do later in the game. And obviously, as you go towards the end game, these things become a lot more frequent, which becomes very scary, and we learned Magma Bomb. That is perfect. Because now we have access to Magma Bomb, I am putting that on immediately. Okay, so, Spitfire, we still have that, Magma Bomb there. We can't use Sonic Jab, though. However, I do still find it very... Oh, no! No, I'm so sorry, Marimon. I did not mean to scold you there. I feel bad. Sorry. Sorry, Marimon, you did nothing wrong. You actually, you know, absolutely bodied those... We have absolutely bodied those Gaburamon. You're a good Digimon. A very good Digimon that I probably can't, like, pat on the head or give a high five or anything, because, you know, literally made of fire. Also, because I saved here, yeah, this pile of dirt, I think this is a visual bug, because it no longer has collision, I can just run right through it. So, yeah, we can now just go through here. Yeah, and if we didn't have a champion level or higher Digimon, we couldn't actually progress past this room anyway. Shoot, we hit a big rock. I can't drill through that. You can't? Oh no. We gotta figure out how to move it. Can you do it? Well, let's find out. I don't know. Oh. Marimon, I'll need your help. So, if you just had Agumon or Gabumon or any other rookie level Digimon, it'd be like, yeah, there's no way they can do that. But now, we're more powerful, so we can. We did it! Wow, amazing power! We moved the rock! I think it's empty past this point. It's a lava river. It's dangerous. There's a path along the river. Let's go. Are you going inside? Be careful. Also, I don't know what age the player character is here. I think they're like... I want to say they're like 8, maybe 10. And I'm going to say 11 at like the absolute latest. Also, fun fact, the player character of this game, I think he actually comes back in Digimon World Next Order. I haven't played it, to be totally honest. I haven't played it. But I think it is interesting that they brought him back for a sequel nearly 20 years later. And what happened to the island? Tribes fell apart, losing memories and becoming wild. I don't know how long I can stay sane. We can't leave it like this. They must realise the danger. Okay, so I guess we're having a fight with Meramon by the looks of things. Got the mirror match going. Stop! Do you want to ruin the island? Who are you? Move out of my way. This is the only way. I love how he isn't fighting me, but Meramon is just squaring up to the kid. Like, Meramon was fully prepared to just square up and fight this kid. It's like, no, you're fighting the Digimon. Okay, how much does Magma Bomb do? Well, I got blocked, so that's not a great start for it. Also, I need to pay attention to how much it costs. Okay, it cost 130. Okay, we traded 390 damage on each. However, I need to definitely recover some MP, though. Because I am starting to run a little bit low. You know what? I'll just use 2. For my own convenience, I'll use 2. However, I do not appreciate taking that much damage. But hey, I will... Honestly, maybe Spitfire would have been the play. Because I can't specify which move to use, which isn't exactly ideal for me. Because if I could specify which move to use, I'd be able to be like, hey, use Spitfire to kind of like, you know, get some quick attacks in, interrupt them. Like we just did there. On the plus side, though, we seem to be getting through this fight without too much hassle. That's a big hit. Like, Magma Bomb is a very nice move to have. However, I am going to heal again just for my own safety. And we are very close to being able to just hit him with the Fireball for the finisher. So this is looking like a one fight right about now. So we just need to wait for the H and pop him with the Fireball. Also, with that, we win the mirror match. Bang! Him for 911 damage, and we win. Great, a great showing from Meramon's first proper fight. And we got the offense chip, very nice. Are you telling me there's another way? If the island's ruined, it defeats the purpose. Listen to me. What? We're building a city for the island by gathering all the Digimon. I heard that we can save the island from this danger by uniting the Digimon. I think you're right, but gathering all the Digimon, that's a big... We're working on it right now. Nothing's impossible. That's a big job, but I'm moved. Maybe you guys can do it. If you believe in us, I want you to come to the city. Alright, I'll go to the city. I guess that's my new path. Well, that worked. So, Meramon now joins the city. So, Meramon is a champion-level Digimon. It is fire-based, as you can probably tell. Oh, and Meramon will open a restaurant in the city. So, yeah, we now have a restaurant. We can take our Digimon there when it's hungry. It will heal, and I believe it also gives a small stat increase if you eat something. Obviously, you don't get to eat for free. That would be a little bit unfair. However, because Meramon has now left, the lava river has now dried up, which now basically just lets us to quickly just walk through, which is very, very nice. So if we go south from here, we find another exit that we don't currently have access to. Hey, how are you? Oh, these don't want to fight, they just want to talk? Okay. I guess if I just like the little embers and we find a prototype floppy, I don't even know what that does. I think it must be like I want to say it's like a stat boost. Okay, do these ones want to fight? No? The lava's hardened. Okay, and... You still hot? Some Digimon can't handle the heat and get sick. Okay, so some Digimon will get really sick if you take them into a hot place or a really cold place. Hello there, do you know about Digimon cards? I collect Meramon cards. Bring me one and I'll buy it for 1500 bits. I mean, hey. So, if I find a Meramon card, that goes... I'm bringing it right here, because that is 1500 bits for free. Like, I ain't gonna complain about that. That is free money. And, well, we all love to get a bit of free money in video games, you know? Okay, so now we head on back to the cave. And while I'm here, let's quickly check out this south exit. So this south exit will connect us back to the drill tunnel, and this is where Digimon is. He'll still be drilling through right now, and we'll have to come back in a few days, though. Hey, it'll be open soon. Okay, so that will now open up in a few in-game days. Basically, that opens up in a few in-game days, and it connects to a kind of later in the game area. However, I'm not going to be using that path because, as I previously stated, I would get absolutely annihilated by, like, half the stuff there. But hey, with that, I can finally call it quits on, the drill tunnel for now. Which means good news, you are all free now of the horrible, horrible, constant sound of, like, drilling and jackhammers. If anyone is, like, watching this while, like, construction is going on outside, I'm so sorry for adding to the torment. But hey, we can now quickly just leave this area, and I believe the game will now actually just say, like, oh yeah, there's nothing left to do here, you can just pass through. Like, once the areas at the end are done, I think the game actually does just say, yeah, there's nothing for you to do here, do you want to just skip to the end of the tunnel? Which, honestly, given how unfriendly this game is about so many things, that's a weird one for it to be like, yeah, friendly about that. I don't know, that's something that's always kind of caught me off with this game. But there's just kind of every now and then a couple of random things that the game is very chill about. But yeah, we could now go up to Mount Panorama. During the last earthquake, the dirt and sand disappeared. I am not going to be going to Mount Panorama for a good while, but we do have now access. We now have access to it, so we can kind of start our loop around the island. Basically, we now have, in a weird way, we now have the center of the island, like the left side. We have like the left swerve around it, and the right side. We have the right and the left. We haven't like connected them in the middle just yet. Pretty much. Also, I think Magma Bomb just one-shots here. Bang! 371. Yeah, that would actually just one-shot that thing. I feel bad for wiping that thing out. Like, that was just effortless. But hey, and it dropped a Various, that is actually kind of nice. Various is a nice item to have, it just recovers status ailments in it. And hey, you know, I ain't gonna complain about being able to recover some status ailments. Also, because I have 2 offense chips, I could just boost Maramon's attack really high. Yeah, I could do that. I could give it another 100 to its attack. Well, let's work on it. Okay, Maramon needs to go to the bathroom. Real quick. And I think I want to get all of its stats up to like 150. I think that's a solid strat, actually. I'll try to get all of its stats up to 150, and then go. I'll get its stats up to 150, then we'll head on out to the tropical jungle, I think. And then we can do a couple of things there, and then I'll wrap up the episode after that. Because the tropical jungle has a good few things that I would quite like to do. And by that I mean it has 1 or 2 things that are very, very dangerous and I'm a little bit worried about. But I think we should mostly be okay. Okay, Maramon is hungry, so let's give him the food. 10 out of 10. We also need to keep an eye on his weight. Because you basically can make your Digimon, like, way too highly or too lowly. Yeah, I think. Okay, let's bring that up just 1 more. Okay, so that's that sorted out, and let's get defense up to 200, because I think that was like 180 something. So let's bring this up to 200, and then we can head on out, I think. Yeah, I need to do 1 or 2 more. Okay, another bathroom break. Okay, Maramon. Okay, Maramon, another bathroom break, then one more set of defense training, and then we're ready to go. Like, 1 more set of defense training, because that'll give 8 or 9. We'll either go up to 199 or 200. And from there, we should be ready to go. Although, honestly, I think I should probably focus on getting some more health. Because, to be totally honest, the HP stat, I think, is one thing that I always need to And I think it's one of those things where I always underestimate it in this game. Like, I always underestimate how much damage something will actually do. Also, periodically the game will just kind of... Periodically, the game will just randomly slow itself down when it's like, hey, here's your stat distributions. You know what? Yeah, let's give it the offense chips. Okay, doesn't want it. I like how it's just like, no. It just kind of like gently hand waves it away, like, no, I don't want that. Fair enough. Also, I don't think there's a limit to like how much stuff you can put into the item bank. I know he says you can, like, I know Agumon says I'll take up to 99 of any item, but I don't think there's I think you could put like one of every item in the game in. I don't know for certain though. Okay, so let's drop another Various in, our other medicine, the prototype floppy, and the special defense disc, and both offense chips, because I probably don't need those currently. However, I am going to buy some more health recovery items before I go, mostly just because, you know, things could get a little bit dangerous, things could get a little bit of a pain. And before I do anything else, don't worry, Marimon, we're nearly there, little buddy. Okay, so we got those, and, okay, Marimon, now you can have a nap. Okay, so, with that, Marimon gets to have a nap, and I'm actually going to end off today's episode here. So next time, we're going to go and investigate the tropical jungle and make our way kind of just to do a few more things. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment and click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I'll hopefully see you all next time for more Digimon World. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.